Alright, look, I know we've all been wondering the same thing. I know we've all had the same question over the last month or so. Ever since the new multiplayer balance patch went live, we've seen the pro players make very small, minute adjustments to their build orders and strategies to optimize for the new multiplayer balance patch. But what exactly have the real heroes on the StarCraft ladder been up to? What exactly have the viewers of my YouTube channel been playing on the ladder recently? Game number 1 today is a Silver League match of Zerg versus Protoss. We find ourselves on Pride of Altaris. Spotting right here in the bottom right corner of the map. Playing with the red Zerg drones. We are looking at Sally's main hatch. And the opponent, I gotta be a little bit more careful pronouncing his nickname. Playing with the blue Protoss probes. We're looking at Huge Gainus. Yep, I think that's it. The blue Protoss player. Anyways, he sent out the very first probe across the map with a very elaborate scouting pattern. Gotta make sure there's no proxy spawning pool right here, or maybe like a proxy roach warren on the left side of the Zerg's base. Oh my god, Sally! Sally, what are you doing? Alright, I've got myself a little bit of coffee. We're only a minute into this. I don't want to get triggered already, so I'm gonna pace myself. Sally, that was probably the absolute worst thing you could have done. You didn't even touch him. You literally didn't even hit the probe. Maybe you did once, but it's already regenerated the shields. I don't know exactly what you were thinking, but it's fine. We don't need an expansion anyways, right? Who needs a natural expo? We've got ourselves the gas guys that we're not mining from. We've got a spawning pool down that we're not utilizing either. I guess Sally is busy microing the drone instead. No! You! What are you doing, bro? Just because Sally was chasing down your one scouting worker with all of the probes, or the drones rather, Alright, so, you right now sitting at a good amount of minerals, 800. Sally, however, alright, they've already made a hatchery right here over at what is normally the 3rd or the 4th base of the Protoss player. The probe right here is going back home, it's not gonna see that. Not entirely sure what the plan is, though. Okay, we're gonna go for a Roach Warren. I was gonna say, I think if you go for a proxy hatchery like that, you should rush out Ravagers and Roaches as quickly as you can. Make a couple of them on the other side of the map, wander into the main base, and since the build order right here from the blue Protoss is completely out of whack, you just kind of win the game with like 3 Roaches, right? Right, guys? Right, guys? I mean, I know that this game goes on for a little while, so I highly doubt it's gonna end with the Roach shenanigans. But I do like what Sally is doing. Generally speaking, with a Roach cheese like this, you do also want to take the second gas, so you can morph in a couple of Ravagers. The reason why we take the gas is to make Ravagers, though, Sally, not to get a lair. Sally's doing a little bit of everything right now. So, Roach Warren is done. Are we doing a macro cheese? Like, what are we doing right now, Sally? I'm assuming we start up Roaches? No, we're starting up a drone over here. Okay, Sally. Not sure what the Roach Warren was for, but you probably have no idea yourself either. Anyways, in the meantime, our blue Protoss player, not opening up with a Forge first, by the way, which I do want to compliment him for. He's decided to go for a Forge a little bit later. It's an extremely late Cybernetics Core upgrade over here, too. We've got 3 gateways, but at the very least, you know what? I can criticize the strategy all I want, but I mean, this is aesthetically pleasing, right? There is something beautiful about 3 of these gateways planted down in the perfect position. We've got a Cybernetics Core over there in the back. Little less exposed, a little bit more safe. Therefore, you know, I'm not going to be too critical here. Oh my god. Well, I don't think Hugh is realizing he's not playing SimCity, though. No, you're not playing SimCity, dude. Really concerned for 3 Mutalisk to fly in right now. Decides to, maybe a Nidus Worm, right? Decides to, yeah, plant down a couple of photon cannons around the base. In the meantime, Sally right here. Oh my god, Sally rushed up towards a lair to be able to drop creep right here with the Overlord. To then go for a Spine Crawler over there? Alright. This is the strangest contain I've seen in a while. 2 Spine Crawlers. I mean, that is certainly not something that the Protoss player is going to expect. Alright, if the creep is going to spread in that direction, though, Protoss eventually is going to get a glimpse of it. So he does see right around right there, right? He sees a little bit down the ramp. If the creep starts creeping up the ramp, I guess at some point it will be spotted. It's a bit of a strange contain. But Sally is, yeah, happily macroing up at home, trying to make a bunch of things. Hydralisk then goes down. Okay, another structure we probably won't be using. We've got ourselves a bunch of larvae available, but we're not really spending that either. Yeah, I figured we probably need a spine crawler at home too. I'm just wondering, right, in these types of games, what if it would have been a Void Ray? Or what if it would have been, I don't know, a Dark Templar? Or, you know, Disrupt, or literally anything. What about a 4-gate all-in? Right? What about an 8-gate all-in on 2 bases? What doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. All of it is irrelevant. We're just gonna sit here and look pretty. Oh my god, you gotta just, actually, SimCity, not as great as it once was. You probably want to go with City Skylines instead, you. I'm just saying you would probably really enjoy it. Now, this is gonna be the revelation here. There's a probe. Alright, here's the probe, moving down the low ground. Oh, no, okay, yeah, the probe is gonna go down to the low ground. He already sees a lot of creep over here. He's still gonna try anyways. And Probius is dead. I know, kind of sad. They okay. Disappeared into the pillar right over there. A little bit disappointing. Sally, though, thinking those 4 spores or spines rather are working out quite well. Let's add on a couple more. So we've got ourselves at the 6-minute mark. A Zerg contain, right? Protoss is gonna have a pretty hard time actually getting out of the base. Roaches are coming up. We don't have roach speed, but what we do have right now is tunneling claws coming up to get it with +1 missile, as well as burrow. So that's gonna allow the roaches to tunnel underneath things. I don't think you can actually break out of this right now. You'd need way more stuff. Alright, maybe a couple immortals would not hurt. Yudo instead has got himself a robo facility. Or a robo bay rather, so I guess we're gonna go, I don't know, disruptors would be good, but I really don't like the idea of disruptors in Silver League. I mean, I am known to blow up my own units with disruptors more than I would like to tell you. And I've been playing this game for a very long time. I feel like disruptors are one of those units you probably don't want to make before like 5k MMR. Maybe a little bit less, maybe like 4k. But there's like a certain cutoff, right? Like at a certain point, it might be a good thing to mix in. Don't know exactly what the MMR is, but disruptors in general, a very dangerous unit. Yeah, so I like this a little bit better. Going for 2 Colossi, 4 Colossi already queued up. That does not count as macro, by the way, you. Also, especially since we're supply blocked, it's kind of hard to get anything done. Triple Forge. You is probably an architect. Look at this. It's really quite a beautiful base. Everything makes sense except for the strategy. But as far as the base layout goes, I really quite like it. Here go the roaches. No detection available for Sally. Sally, go straight into the main base. Hell yeah, let's go. It takes forever because these guys don't have roach speed. Sally, so sneaky. Don't know why we're being so risky, though. Sally, go. What are you doing? Sally, if you're gonna unburrow over there, I'm gonna... Sally, no! Sally! Oh, Sally! What the... Sally, what are you doing right now? What? You blew the surprise, Sally. For what? Hurting half a pylon worth? Yeah, take that, Stalker. Didn't like that guy anyways. Alright, roaches with the 6 around. They'll be there eventually. Queens, though, not joining in the fray just yet. Roaches on burrow. Epic moves right here by Sally. Takes out one of the Colossi. And while Protoss tried breaking out of the base, they're not really making the correct units for it. So Colossi kind of suck against roaches. They kind of suck against spine crawlers. A unit that would be really good against it is the Immortal, but the Immortal is not being researched right now. Luckily though, Sally, feeling a little bit guilty for making roaches here that the Colossus are really bad against, decides to go Hydras, a unit that the Colossus is good against. So that's really considerate. I do appreciate that, right? The pro player's always being really sweaty about it, just almost being mean to the opponent, right? Sally here, far more considerate, making the units that the opponent is actually good against. Alright, here we go again. Still a bunch of roaches over here at the front, though. Spine crawler's getting a ton of work done. Sally has got the entire map under her control right now. Yeah. And at this point, I'm starting to wonder what you is gonna do. So Sally has got the base over here. They're going for the third as well. They can take the entire map. The only thing that Sally doesn't really have is a lot of drones. So there's some drones over here, but they've been, I guess, spending most of the workers they did have at that. Oh, no, Colossi! What are you guys doing? Where are you going? What are you doing? Why are you taking the gateway? Oh my God, you. Well, hey, the viewer games at the very least are unpredictable, aren't they? Okay, here's the Hydras, by the way. Hydras get absolutely murdered by Colossi. No idea why Sally decided to make that choice. A couple of roaches in the front, though, still getting a lot of work done. You know what would have been nice here? 2 more Colossi. I'm just saying. And just like that, Sally breaks into the main base right here of you. And I say main base, but I should have said only base, I guess, because, well, this is all we've got. I would love to see a couple of Immortals, man. I think Immortals would be so much better. Oh my God, I didn't even pay attention to the resources right now. You actually is sitting at 4,000 resources. How many gateways did we ever make? We had 3 at the front, 2 in the main. Honestly, with double robo facility and triple upgrades, that should have worked out just fine, assuming you actually produce out of those structures. Not entirely sure why. I guess there just weren't any warp-ins for the longest time. Anyways. Oh, Burrow. Still no detection available right now for you, by the way, so you is going to be in a little bit of trouble. We could start up a few observers. But Sally apparently doesn't care about that all too much. You didn't realize that, right? I love how in this game there hasn't been roach speed or zerging speed or hydra speed or any of like the things that make a zerg really good. Like, speed is really the main strength of the Zerg, right? And the fact that that is not being utilized is kind of amazing. Alright. Yudo is still stuck on the 2 bases that they have. Sally, I mean, they've got a ton of queens and they've got a decent amount of economy, but not really utilizing what is built at home very well at all. Let's have a look at the actions per minute right here. Sally playing at 130 actions per minute. Can we see what the Zerg player is currently looking at? Oh, here we go. This is the Zerg's vision. Get him, Sally.
Mineral field depleted.
Oh, no. All right, we're back to my camera right now. Roaches underneath the Colossus. Colossus. I wanted to say Colossi and Colossus at the same time, and it became a little bit of an awkward thing. Anyhow, transfuses can no longer be used off creep. Sally just practicing for that, making sure that, you know, the queens also don't use transfuse on creep. That being said, Sally does have an awful lot of units right now, and now adds on 8 Mutalisks. I love the idea of 8 Mutalisks as an harassment tool, but the thing is, you clearly is not concerned about expending. I mean, he would maybe like to, but I don't think killing probes here should be the main goal. Sally is doing a pretty good job macroing, though, all things considered. But I guess it is easy to macro when you've got, like, 35 workers at the most. Mutas obviously are pretty good against Colossi, if the Colossi are the only unit. Right? But obviously there's a bunch of photon cannons around the map. How many gateways are we on? 4 gateways here in total. That's a lot of Colossi. Why are we making so many Colossi? Colossi are very good, just to clarify, they're really good against light units, right? So, for example, Hydralisks or Marines or Zerglings, things like that. But they really do suck against roaches, right? Or you know, armored units, marauders, that sort of thing. Once upon a time, they used to be kind of good against everything. But then they were, adjusted to be specifically very good against light units. And then the Immortals are very good against armored units, like, for example, roaches and marauders and all that. So it's a choice you have to make these days. Back in the early days of StarCraft 2, you could kind of get away just making Colossi and be totally okay. You is just tiptoeing out of the base, though. Still with 4,000 plus resources in the bank, refusing to warp in anything. But the Colossi are slowly starting to, while derping out here a little bit, they're slowly starting to whittle their way through those spine crawlers. Still no observer available, so you actually can't clear out the creep. I guess the roaches there are at the very least detected with the photon cannons. That's something. Mutas coming in from the side. Couple of Stalkers underneath, though, getting a lot of work done. Okay, one Colossus ends up going... Oh, there is an Observer. Wait, maybe there was an Observer already. I just didn't see it. A couple more Stalkers. Hello, you. I'm sure you got your gateways available because you've warped in like 3 times this entire game. Come on. Okay, let's go to the vision of you. This is what you is looking at. There you go. 4 Stalkers being warped in. Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum. I like how we have Terran music in a Zerg versus Protoss. Yeah, you, I guess, is just paying for, like, I don't know, his kid's college tuition or something. I don't know why there's that much money in the bank. Yeah, what we need is one more gateway. Rather than just warping in, we could just warp in. One more gateway, that's it, you. You has figured it out, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, he's figured it out. One more gateway. That's the reason why there's so much money in the bank. Oh, and a Twilight Council. Okay, maybe we're gonna go into Blink upgrades here eventually. Sally still has access to the entire map. Main base is pretty much run out, but there's plenty of other mineral fields to mine from. That being said, Yu's army is growing. We're now talking 8 Stalkers and 6 Colossi. I mean, like I said, Colossi kind of suck against Roaches, but if you have more Colossi than Roaches, it's... you know, it's still a pretty strong force. Oh my god. The Colossi are being targeted right here by the Mutas. That means that the Stalker should have a relatively easy time clearing out all of the Mutalisks that still remain. Could we do another warp in, maybe, you? Come on, you. Come on. There you go. No, okay, no, those are Stalkers. I thought for a second it was a Zealot being warped in. You has been stuck on 2 bases the entire game long. Things are starting to be desperate. But luckily, I don't know, he burrowed some treasure somewhere. Like, he dug a hole somewhere in his backyard and he threw in a couple thousand minerals for a rainy day. And that rainy day is right now. Yu is pretending to be weak, but in reality, he actually is quite strong. Showing the entire army right there to that one creep tumor as well. Good guy, Yu. Making sure that he is not, not afraid in the face of danger. Decides to add on a couple more observers. We're doing everything in pairs of 2 here, by the way. So that indicates to me that there's no hotkey right here for those robo facilities, but it's all good. Probes are starting to run out of mineral fields to mine from. 4 probes per mineral patch right there is definitely not ideal. But now the observer is out. Sally is making a little bit of everything, right? There's like a, a lurker den and a hydro den and a roachborn and a zergling thing and queens and 1 lurker and then a bunch of mutas and a whole bunch of everything, but not really anything deliberate. You over here is going for an army that actually works really well together. Believe it or not, 1 lurker is not going to be enough to, stop like 100 army supply from the Protoss player. And even though this is not necessarily the best army to make, Stalker Colossus is a classic. And it's a classic for a reason. It's surprisingly strong. Usually against, Terran, but still surprisingly strong right here against the Zerg player as well. Sally's like 4 more mutas. That will cut it. Oh my god. Wait, is this actually a U victory? Because I'm looking at this army right now and I think I should just march across the map. The triple forges over here have been steadily upgrading as well. Protoss is going to get an insane boost here in just a little bit. It's +2, +2, +2. Oh my god. No way. Oh my god, Sally. Now we're going to go Zerglings. I think Sally got maybe a little bit carried away with the Spinecrawler Rush, right? Going for a Spinecrawler Rush is a cool idea in theory, but you do have to have some economy on the back of it as well. Sally never really made more than like 30 workers. And despite the fact that Sally was in firm control of, well, I would say the first 18 minutes of this game, suddenly the lasers have shown up. The only thing that would make this game even better is if Sally leaves with a little bit of bad manner, right? Like, Protoss OP or something along those lines. GG. Alright, game number 2. Berlin-Grad, another Zerg versus Protoss. This time around it's between 2 players in a Bronze League. It's actually quite hard to be in Bronze League these days. So in the earliest release of StarCraft 2, Bronze League was like, I don't know exactly, like 40% of the entire player base. But these days, you really have to try to remain in Bronze League. Blizzard realized that obviously players want to actually feel like they are getting better. So therefore, if you ever get placed into Bronze League, it makes sense to make that a very small league so players very quickly move on to Silver. So being in Bronze is actually genuinely hard. Like, you gotta basically play with one hand on the mouse and one hand on the chin or whatever other... but like, you gotta basically play really slow, really specific, and then eventually you might be able to be placed into Bronze. But it's about as hard to be Bronze League as it is to break from Diamond into Master League, okay? It's not an easily... Yeah, it's not an easily done thing. Anyways, spawning right here in the bottom right-hand corner of Berlingrad, we are looking at Renji's main base. And then we had the opponent playing with the blue Protoss probe saying, same. He goes by the name of No-Go Pro Bro. Fairly certain Renji probably wished his opponent GLHF while the game was loading. You know, there's like a little countdown these days. And for some reason, that is not included in the replay. So anyways, double gateway as well as a forge right here by No-Go Bro, who's already made a full wall off right here at the front. That probe, I guess, is now living its life, its very best life outside of the wall in complete freedom. And I think that's beautiful. I thought maybe it was going to go for a bit of, I don't know, a cannon rush over here on the other side of the map. But this looks to me like some old school Forge Fast expander right here from No-Go Bro. Or No-Go Pro Bro. Yeah. So there used to be a build called the Forge Fast expand that has lost popularity because it's bad. But this certainly means that Zerg isn't going to be able to get too much done here for the foreseeable future. I think I'm going to speed up the game a little bit. I mean, I've seen many Bronze League games that aren't necessarily the most exciting. There is still that probe in the top right-hand corner, so maybe that one is up to no good. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, a Stargate coming up at home. If you have an awesome game of StarCraft 2 that you would like me to make fun of next, you can submit it to replays at LowkoTV. Mr. Muttlesses is the one that goes through all of those replays, so I get a lot of people that are like, hey, Lowko, hey, Lowko, what if I give you money and you cast my game in your next video? Get like a couple of those emails every day, or every week rather. You gotta bribe Muttlesses, not me. No, don't bribe anyone, okay? Please, please don't bribe anyone. Yeah, I do get a lot of emails like that. They're like, hey, Lowko, my child really likes, watching your YouTube videos, and he's been playing a little bit of StarCraft as well. What about I give you money so you can cast a game? It's like, no, that feels wrong. That doesn't feel right. Anyways. Next is in the top right-hand corner. From our Protoss, who's going for Phoenixes together with a Dark Shrine. Honestly, this game so far looks better than Mr. Gainus from the previous game. Even though that was a Silver League game, No-Go Bro, Pro, whatever his name is, he's, yeah, playing a more impressive game so far. Like, honestly, both of these guys are actually keeping their money down at a pretty reasonable level. It's only 3 Phoenixes. They're not really doing anything. They're pretending to be hallucinated Phoenixes. Next level gameplay right here. Hallucinated Phoenixes pretending to be real Phoenixes and the other way around. Zerg. Exit. Ooh, alright. It's the in control announcer. That always, yeah, that always kind of surprises me. Catches me off guard a little bit. Good to hear his voice, though. Anyways, we've got ourselves the Overlord right here in the top right-hand corner that did scout that the Nexus was built over there. You can see that both of these players at the very least have a reasonable understanding of what they're supposed to do, right? So, Lair is done. Was there a Roach Warren ever built? Okay, no. So this... that's a little bit curious. Renji right here going for a Hydra-based army, it seems. Hydras kind of suck against pretty much everything. Except for, I guess, Phoenixes or so, but they kind of suck against those two. Hydras against Protoss, not really the best go-to unit, but honestly, this seems like a much better game than what I expected. Like, my baseline of cringe was already quite high after that previous game, right? So, like, Alright, so Hydras are coming up. Charge is already done. No go pro bro. Got a decent amount of gas in the bank. I would love to see some Archons added into the mix. That would be pretty nice. Queues up 5 workers right here in the top right-hand corner, so he doesn't have to care about those for a little while. Smart. Zerg is gonna go Hydra Infester. This honestly looks like a better game than the previous one. How? Yeah, this is good. If you bring the queens, that would be even more awesome. No, we're not bringing the queens. There's even some micro involved. Hey, there you go. Not bad. Kill the zealots? I guess the phoenixes over here are being a nuisance as well. Looks like the base, sadly, is gonna die right here for Renji, but good move here by No Go Pro Bro. New Nexus acquired at the 12 o'clock position. Not entirely sure why the bases are hidden. Not entirely sure why Renji scouted it and did not respond to it whatsoever at all, but it looks like we're going +2/+2. I would love to see Roach Hydra here. Roach Hydra would be so much better. Yeah, there's the Roach Warren. Okay, you know what? This is... I mean, normally you go Roaches before the Hydralisks, but strategically speaking, this isn't even that bad. Although I think that the drone that was supposed to become the Roach Warren, it got blocked right here by Brenda. Brenda's kind of thick. Yeah, can't pass by her very easily. Anyways, Protoss in the meantime, sprinkling in a Void Ray. We've had a Dark Shrine for the better part of 10 minutes. The game is only going on for 9 minutes. We've had a Dark Shrine for the better part of 5 minutes. There you go, that's better. Not really using them for much other than... Oh, we're doing Archons with them, okay. You know what? I was just saying that Archons would not be a bad choice. Normally, you build them off of High Templar because it's a little cheaper, but... all good. Archon Zealot is another classic, right? So Stalker Colossus is a classic, but Archon Zealot Immortal Storm, for example, is really, really, really good. I would have loved to see a group of Zerglings heading on over towards the top right-hand corner, though, or like literally anything here from Renji. Usually giving your opponent all the time in the world, not a great idea if you want to win against him. But Renji is even doing a little bit of creep spread. Eh. I'm actually quite impressed by this. This is quite good so far. Fleet Beacon coming up together with another Stargate. Fair enough. Probes over there. I thought maybe he was going to recall those up north. Alright, let's see. Archon Immortal. A very strong unit composition, but Renji has been making a lot of stuff, adding on roaches right now as well. And this is the moment to retaliate, Renji. Go, go, go. Renji, you gotta attack. Renji is trying to win with the pacifist approach, where you don't actually ever attack the opponent. It is definitely a approach. It's a challenge, right? Maybe he's doing one of those challenges. Bronze to Grandmaster League by never attacking my opponent. I don't think it's a great plan, but it can work. I think Beastie did something along those lines at some point. We're going Roach, Hydra, Infester. If we were to attack right now, Renji, you could just go and win the game. I don't want to be critical of what you're doing, okay? But, like, I'm just giving you a little tip. Just, yeah, there you go. You scouted this about 8 minutes ago, so you probably knew that this base was up for a while. This base is gonna soon run out of money. Actually, not quite, because there were barely any probes here for the longest time. Robo facilities over here in a very exposed location. So Renji is gonna be able to take care of those easy peasy, and with that, the Nexus as well. Protoss at this point doesn't have any army, right? We've got 3 Phoenixes, or yeah, 3 Phoenixes and 2 Void Rays. There's a couple of Dark Templar available too, so I guess we're gonna get some more Archon Zealot going, which is fair enough. Overseer's up ahead. I mean, this should be an easy win for Renji. There's even some Infestors here for some fungal growth. Microbial Shroud. Okay, that might be a little overly ambitious, but... No go, bro. Also, just reminding the opponent right...
Stuff got better.
Ooh. Reminding the opponent right here of the existence of the Dark Templar. That's always nice. Tearing a base apart in a matter of seconds, though. Renji no longer on the defense, but decides to come all the way back home for this relatively small group of units, or remakes the things. Base in the bottom left apparently needs to be cut down first, but that does mean that all of these units are gonna die. That's okay. Renji, just go. Renji. Come on, Renji, you can do it. Just move across the map. I think we need... Renji sounds like a television show. Renji. I just googled it. Renji was a fire army officer and firebending instructor from Avatar. Oh, okay. Well, I've never seen Avatar. Anyhow. There was a song, or this show I used to watch. I think it's called NG Benji or something? I have no idea. For some reason, I just reminded myself of that. The problem with all of those kid shows that I used to watch, right, is that they were all in Dutch. So nobody really knows them, other than Dutch viewers. Or, you know, if it's translated. Anyways, Zealots here tearing apart the third base. Alright, Zerg though breaking through the natural expansion right here of the Protoss player. Dark Templar though are available. All of the Overseers are actually sniped. Come on, Renji, fungal them. Oh my god, Renji fungaled them! Oh my god, Renji! Yeah, there you finally go! That was so slow. That is a detection right there. That is a ton of damage right here that our Protoss player is doing. Renji's like, DTs, sigh. What about you micro? Wait, Renji! Renji, no!